Okay, okay. Just want to make sure I'm live everywhere. Okay, and we are live. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of what I call my Monday Mission series. My name is Jane Carla, and I'm going to be hosting this series every Monday. And every Monday, I will sit down with incredible entrepreneurs to hear their stories, the wins, the struggles, the beautiful side, the ugly side, and everything in between. So if you're looking for some inspiration or strategies or just a real talk about what it really takes to build something great, you are in the right place. So let's dive in. There is really no better way to start this series with none other than the person who is the reason why I'm here, who is the reason why and how I started this online business journey. So I'm going to add her to the stage now and let her introduce herself. Hi, Nai.
Hi. Hi. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I feel so honored to be your first guest in this very interesting Monday episodes. So, something to look forward to every Monday. Kasi parang Mondays, we are all dreading it, right?
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
not
That's my
us.
mission.
But yes, I'm Nai Ramirez. I am from the Philippines. I'm now based in the UK, working as a research nurse. I've been here since 2009, so that's around what, 12, 15 years or something. I'm mom of two young, pretty, charming girls, a fur mom of the cutest cat in the world, and also a wife, a digital entrepreneur, a business coach. Ano pa ba? I wear a lot of
You
things,
wear
a
a
lot
lot
of
of hats.
hats. So yeah.
In short, you're a superwoman.
Ay, wow, hindi
You
naman.
are a superwoman. You're a superhuman being. So thank you for that very nice introduction. So I'm just really excited to get into this interview and to get more into your story because, like what I said, for everyone who's watching, she is the first main reason why I started this journey. And if you're wondering why I say that, um, during that time that I was looking for something new to do or a side hustle because I was injured for a long time when I started my work here in London. I got injured for 8 months and I was scared that I would lose my job basically. So I was trying to find other options. And long story short, I was looking in YouTube. I was looking everywhere actually. Then I ended up in YouTube and I saw her ad on YouTube. And her ad, she was with her, I think you were with your daughters as well. And she was, nagbibisaya pa siya nun. So at that time, hindi ko alam hindi ako Bisaya, but I don't know what drew me to your ad. I just felt like it was very real and I kind of relate to it. Also because you were here in the UK. So I reached out to her and then the rest is history and now we're here. So tell us a bit of what your story is and what made you pursue, what inspired you to pursue digital entrepreneurship.
Oh, thank you for your ano naman, your for sharing your experience that made me a part of your life now. So actually it's very surreal kasi
Mhm.
I shot that ad in the same room. Do you remember the
Ah,
background and
yes.
all that?
Yes,
So
I
I am in
remember.
our bedroom. I was with my two girls then. Like you said, nagbibisaya ako kasi
Mm.
it would make me express myself more authentically. And yes, I wasn't really comfortable doing any of that, showing myself on the video. I'm not comfortable speaking in English. I'm also not very good in Tagalog. So I said, let me just speak in Bisaya, and then at least that would make me feel more at ease.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shooting that video. So yes, that was I. I was I started this business 2020, late 2020. So I don't know. 2020 is synonymous to
Yes.
pandemic. And as a nurse during that pandemic, and also who is based near London. So I am from Basildon. I mean, I live in Basildon, so that's really quite near to London. So we were
Mhm.
one of the hardest hit
Yeah.
towns, and even the UK was one of the hardest hit countries back then. So yeah, you could just imagine my workplace before. It's like the what do you call that movie? I don't know, the zombie movie
Ghost
or
Town,
something.
Zombieland.
Yes, yes. So that really, really broke me as as a nurse, as a mom and as a woman. So after um dealing with all of that stress and trauma, once the pandemic started to ease down, that's when all the um problems started. So I
Mm,
was diagnosed with severe depression,
mm,
with generalized anxiety disorder. I was off work like yourself.
mhm,
I was off work for how many months? Because I couldn't function anymore, and my kids then were still very little because that was 5 years ago. Um, and then that's when I realized I really have to change how we live our life, and what will happen to my kids. You know, that flashback
mm,
when you
mhm.
get threatened with things like, oh my gosh, I'm now sick. What will happen to the future? So I think people really learn the hard way, isn't it?
That's true.
So I've been a nurse for how many years? 10, 12 years then. And then I just realized that actually I cannot go on like this. I cannot keep doing this until I turn 67.
Mhm,
I don't know if you remember, that was one thing that I said in my ad, like I
mhm,
cannot do this until
mhm,
67. And I was working full time then, so I barely had time for my kids, much worse with myself. So I really lost a lot of things then, which made me think that if I don't want to lose even more, then I
mhm.
have to act
Do
on it.
something. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's safe to say that basically you were pushed into a situation na wala ka na talagang choice but to do something about it. And yeah,
Desperation.
yes, desperate times. And I think that's one thing that I really want to share a lot with this business, because like for both of us, we had health issues, and we were at the time when we thought wala na tayong ibang choice, kasi if we don't
Mhm.
act now, we probably might regret it in the future.
Mhm.
And the reason why I personally want to share this to as much people as I can is, if you can do something about it now while you still have the energy, and you're still left with a lot of other choices and options, it's better to um
Just
parang it's
do it.
better to be prepared. Be
Yeah,
prepared for
exactly.
something na wala pa. Be prepared
Mhm.
for something for the future. So I think you've answered the next question, which is, you've started this business in since 2020, so it's been 5 years now. So for people
Yes.
who are wondering, this is not a do today and forget about it in a few months. This is a long-term sustainable business. So Nai has been doing it for 5 years now. I started a year and a half ago, and I am determined to keep on going until I can. Because since this is a home-based business and I can run it from anywhere, so if I decide to go home to the Philippines, I can do it there. If I decide to move to another country, I can do it there. And so describe your journey so far since you started in 2020. What was your biggest challenge that you
Yeah.
faced? Did you Was it hard? Did you ever feel like you want to give up in the beginning? Describe
Oh,
your journey
many
so far.
times.
Mm-hmm,
Many times. Like with everything that we embark on in our life. Like, for example, my career in nursing, many times have I said, ayoko na, gano'n. Even
mm-hmm,
before this business, ha, because it was a toxic shift or because there was a lot of workplace drama, politics, mga gano'n.
mm-hmm.
So, ayoko na talaga ganyan, ganyan. But then, 10 years later, ganun pa din
Yes.
ginagawa ko, 'di ba? So, yes, I really, really so passionate as well, like you, to share this opportunity
Mm-hmm,
because um until now, after almost 5 years, so it will be 5 years the end of this year. So 4 years and something. I'm still very excited when it comes to how my business is going. It's not
mm-hmm,
always rainbows and butterflies, but until now, I am still really happy with it.
mm-hmm,
So that's already um, like I've tried some other side hustles before. Like I used to bake cakes and sell them to, the local friends and community. So but then that also takes a lot of time and energy. So I would
mm-hmm,
wake up early and then finish late. So it's the same thing as going to work.
mm-hmm,
So that didn't really work for me. But when I started this business, it was like very refreshing because I can actually control
mm-hmm,
when I would, work on it, when I can spend time on it. Of course, you have to spend time on it, but you can choose when during
mm-hmm,
your day. As a busy mom, pockets of time when the kids are asleep, when the kids are in school, that's when I work on the business. So, yun, it has changed a lot because from working full time with doing overtime when we can, syempre hindi pwedeng kumayod ng masyado kasi we have to have opposite shifts for childcare reasons.
mm-hmm,
So from working full time, now I'm down to working part-time, 3 days a week, days that I choose because
mm-hmm,
my work as a clinical research nurse doesn't really need me to work on that shift because there are
mm-hmm,
patients waiting for me
mm-hmm,
because the numbers would not be enough to run a ward or something like that.
mm-hmm,
So if I'm not able to work today because of childcare issues or my daughter is sick or something like that, I can just phone in and I'll just swap my day today and
mm-hmm,
tomorrow.
mm-hmm,
And that kind of freedom, I've been having that since 2022.
mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm,
dropped my hours 2022. I moved to clinical research 2021, but I was still full time. So I've given up bedside nursing fully.
mm-hmm,
So I don't work in the wards anymore, and I'm not stressed doing all of those long shifts, night shifts, weekend shifts. So basically, I am now a more present mom, a more present wife, and
mm-hmm,
I'm able to look after myself as
mm-hmm,
well because I am not worried about working. I'm not worried if I lose my job because actually at the moment this online business is now my main source of income.
mm-hmm,
So being a clinical research is something I do because I fell in love with it and I want to do it.
mm-hmm,
So yun naman. And I can go on, but it's basically because I earned
mm-hmm,
money that
mm-hmm,
can buy me the time, the freedom to do the things that I would like to do.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it has given me that kind of freedom. As nasabi nila, pera-pera, ganun-ganun.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, yes, it's
Pera
more
is
than that.
important. Yes, pera is important and it is a tool to
Mhm.
help you get to where you want to be in life.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. You said a lot of very important and beautiful things. And one thing that I took away from what you said is when you said control,
Mm,
because we forget that uh, when we are working in a job, nakakalimutan natin na we really don't have control. I've just created a video about this. I was talking about I really don't have control because anytime anything can happen, anytime the company can decide to let me go for reasons that I cannot argue with. So they have control over if I have a job or not, and having that option to get back just a little bit of that control through this business is truly a gift. So you said 2 years into the business, you were able to go from let go of
full time
bedtime,
to
yeah, full time to like part
part
time,
time.
and then you were able to slowly have more time to your family, prioritize yourself and your well-being, your health as well, which is 2 years compared to, say, for example, you put up a traditional business. The return of investment is normally 3 to 5 years, but it's also not guaranteed. And also,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a physical business, you have to be there physically, you have to show up, you have to employ people. So unlike comparing it with an online business, you were able to do it home based, and you were able to do it with also the security of still having your job as a nurse on the side,
Yes,
which is
yes,
something really, really beautiful. And 5 years into the business, you were able to make this as your main source of income, which
yes.
is very, very inspirational and very realistic as well.
Mm.
Because
I can't believe it until now. Like I started the business without a lot of self belief.
mm,
I had a lot of insecurities. So of course I would doubt myself, like social media. I'm an introvert. I don't
mm,
like taking selfies. I don't like all of this stuff. But then I told myself, okay, so if you don't want to do that, then go back to doing your nursing job that is so stressful and everything else. So I told myself, okay, fine, let me do all the selfie that I can do in the world as long as it will take me out of this
yes, exactly.
situation.
Yeah, it's all about choosing your heart.
Yes,
Choosing, yes,
exactly.
choosing your heart, because everything is hard. But
Mm,
choose your heart, and if your heart has a bigger purpose in your life, then
yeah.
it's worth it. So
Mm,
thank you for sharing that. It's a
yes.
beautiful and very inspirational story. So moving on to the next question. What, maybe name one or two of the biggest challenge that you face in your online business, and what have you learned from that challenge?
Mhm. Oh, I'll tell you one thing because this is something that really, when I look back, makes me laugh. So, judgment, yeah,
Oh
fear
yes.
of judgment from other people. Um, I would, I'm kind of a people pleaser.
Mm,
So I would always think, what would they think of me? They will think I'm silly. They will, what is she doing? Something like that, isn't it? So I had trouble um overcoming that. And when I got to the other side of it, it was again liberating, again freedom from being chained to what other people think. They don't even know what I'm doing, what I'm going through. So why would I let them have that power over me?
mm,
So, and
mm,
that kind of mindset was created because I stayed the course in the business. If I had given up because ay nakakahiya ganon ganon,
mhm.
eh di wala sana tayong mga cruise 3 times a
Exactly.
year ganon,
Yes.
wala sana tayong kitchen na na renovate because of the business. So those are the things you can't really see it, the you can't really make sense out of it, but
Yes.
when you get there,
Mm,
it will be worth it.
mhm,
So everything that I've gone through, a lot of things, I know your watchers yourself have also gone through a lot of
mhm,
difficult things, but
mhm.
we managed to get through that, right?
Yes, yes.
So it will just help us become the person we are supposed to be. But
Uh-huh.
it's your choice if you
Yes.
want that.
Yeah.
So, yun talaga, a fear of judgment. So, ngayon wala na akong pakialam, nagla-live ako, walang ano, walang
Yes,
kaya
yes.
ganyan ng ganyan.
I
So,
agree kasi
mm,
judgment is something that all of us, especially with the boom of social media,
yes.
people are very quick to say, and it's easy for them to say whatever they want to say because they're in front of the computer. They do
Mm,
it through their keyboard and mas matapang sila kumbaga
mm,
to say
mm.
whatever they want.
Keyboard warriors, ganun.
Yes, exactly. So they're very careless with what they say. And it takes courage to get over that judgment. And I think for you, from what you said, you were able to get over that judgment because you had a very strong reason why you're doing these things. Meron kang yung strong why
Mm-mm.
that we always say.
Yes.
And like what you said, hindi naman sila yung magbabayad ng bills mo, hindi naman sila
Mm-mm.
yung nagpagawa ng kitchen mo na napaganda. I just want to say the
Oh,
renovation
thank
kitchen
you.
is really nice. So congratulations on that. And the
Thank you.
cruises and one I think one of my most favorite holiday that you did that you posted is when you went to yung glass
Oh, glass igloo.
yes,
Yes,
glass
sa
igloo.
ano, sa Lapland.
It,
So,
I just see that on photos on the internet and it's so unreal. But you were
you
able to
can
make that happen.
you can also make that happen, and sharing it with my kids, that moment that I've always like yourself, parang nakikita ko lang sa Insta yung mga
Yes.
ganon.
Yes.
Tapos nilagay ko lang sa vision board ko, na kailangan ma-experience ko to kahit minsan lang ganon. So yes, it is proof that there's a lot of things that we can do pala
Yes.
na
Yes.
we didn't think at first na kaya natin.
Yeah. And so you can say that from that fear of judgment na challenge, you were able to learn that judgment it just runs in our head.
Mhm. Yeah,
Judgment
parang yung
we
story, oo,
yes, we
that
create
we
a
tell
story in our
ourselves.
head, but we also don't know. You might think these people are judging you, but you also don't know that these people are watching you, or maybe you also don't know that these people watching you are also being inspired by what you are doing. and
Exactly.
and it's very important to say that the meaning behind everything we're doing now, it would only make sense in hindsight,
Mhm.
but we can't be stuck on asking ourselves what if this, what if that.
Mhm.
We have to focus on why we're doing it now. So yes, thank
Exactly.
you for sharing that,
Mhm.
and your wins as well. The wins
Oh.
is very the wins are
Icing on the
really
cake.
yes, yeah, cherry
Before,
on
when I
top.
started, we want money. I want
Mm,
money so I can let go of the extra shifts and all the hustle. But then later on, at this point of my business, iba na yung value
yes,
na sineselebrate ko,
yes.
because the money is already there.
Mm-hmm.
um but more importantly, my self confidence,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
my relationships with my kids and my husband has drastically improved because I'm already present. I'm
Yes,
not stressed with the financial stuff, because iyon ang pinakamalaking strain sa ating mga OFW.
yes.
Kaya nga tayo nag-abroad, di
Kaya
ba?
nag-abroad para mas kumita
Mm.
ng mas malaki. So you're
Oo.
basically answering the next question. The next question is how has this business impacted or changed your life?
Mm-mm.
And um, I think I'm interested to know more on rather than your life entirely for you
Mhm.
personally. How has it
Oh.
changed you? Because
Mhm.
like what you said, you talked about confidence.
Mhm.
You talked about your change of perspective. So maybe talk
Mhm.
about that more.
Mm. One thing, I read books now.
Wow.
I never opened a single book before out of my own want. It's
Hmm.
always because I have to study for, for my lessons or my stuff like that. But now I have a lot of things, books that I am actually reading. It's not just gathering dust, and I am able to take away very important nuggets out of
Mm,
those books that I read.
mm.
What do they ano nga yung sinasabi nila na um a leader, um a reader is not always a leader, but a leader is
Is
always
always a reader.
a
That's
reader.
true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Reader, yes.
Yes, that is so
Mm.
true.
So and for you to become a successful entrepreneur, you have to have that kind of leadership skill as well.
Yes,
So
yes,
yun, parang hindi ko nga, parang sino ba tong nakikita ko sa
yes,
mirror
yes,
na,
yes.
nagbabasa ng book, yaks, ganun. So,
What's very interesting to see is, or to note, that I noticed from while we're talking is, we're talking, we're highlighting the business, the online business, but we have never even focused once in this conversation specifically of the money. It
yes.
wasn't
Mhm,
basically, we money, you said, is a tool, but
mhm,
it really isn't the main highlight, because
mhm,
from everything you said, it changed how your relationships with your family, your relationship with yourself, it improved your health, your well-being, your self-development, your growth. You've
mhm,
gained confidence, you've changed your perspective, and all of that. And all of those things are, I think, what people tend to not think of
mhm,
when starting a business.
mhm. Yes.
So that brings me to my next question. What would you say are some of the benefits of having an online business? Just maybe name two,
Mhm.
three.
So, well, I can only say about our online business,
Yes,
because this
yes.
is the only online business that I've ever, done and will ever do.
Yeah.
So, we have a platform that
Mm,
does it all for us. Like, the only thing that I need to do is to show up and do what the training has advised me to do. So
mhm,
there's not also one size fits all with our
mm,
business. If you are this kind of person, then we have different strategies that you can follow. If you are an introvert like myself, you're not very confident showing up on camera, we have faceless marketing, which is already like making a lot of noise
yes.
these days. You don't have to do thousands of reels to get monetized or whatever. But yes, before wala pa kasing Facebook faceless marketing. So I didn't have that choice dati. But you see how it just evolves and grows, kahit ganong amount of time lang, 'di ba? Sabi nila in the internet 1 year is really long na
Mhm,
compared to, like working or something like that. So yun, it is always updated. So lahat ng mga platforms, we have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube, Google, what did I miss?
LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, my
Insta
favorite.
Yes. So
YouTube,
yeah,
YouTube,
and
yeah.
you can choose whichever platform, and to think that there are what 3 billion people every day, 3 billion or 3 million, something like that. Let's
Mhm,
say 3 million
yeah, yeah,
people active on social media every day, and that is going to be your potential market. It's a
yeah,
no-brainer for me.
exactly. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for that. So that's just one benefit
Mhm.
of
Yeah,
having an online business,
there's
and it
so many.
already,
We
yeah,
will not finish.
finish that on time. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so for our last question to finish this interview, what would be one advice that you would give someone who's looking to start their business but who's still scared, or who's still doubtful, or who still doesn't know where to start, or maybe feels overwhelmed? What would
Yeah.
your advice?
It's very valid. Everyone has this kind of fear. Like all of us actually have started with that doubt with that fear because that is our way of protecting ourselves. But sabi nga nila, kung natatakot ka, dun ka pumunta. Kung saan
Yes.
ka natatakot, dun ka pumunta. Something like that. Sorry
Uh-huh.
guys. See, hindi ka kailangan maging perfect para
Mhm.
maging successful.
Mhm.
So, just to reassure you, come as you are, okay? And then we will help you grow, especially Jane. I even ask her, how do how do I cross post this live stream to my page? And I am like 3 years ahead of her in this business.
Mhm.
So that only means that there is no excuse for you to be successful in this business, to be earning five figures in pounds, ha? not not in pesos.
Mhm.
And yes, that has already happened to me. Just for those who are really looking for that result, that
Mhm.
monetary result.
Mhm.
I've had five-figure months. I've had four-figure days. Um, and just the thought of being on holidays most of the like multiple times a year, it's not for free, diba? So
Mhm. Yes.
yes, so that should say a lot of things. And the most important thing is you want to do a business that has a solid support,
Mhm.
a mentor like Jane, who knows her stuff, a coach like me, who also knows some things that I can
You know a lot.
that I can share to you. But the main thing is you're not gonna do it alone. And that is why I am still here, because of the friendships that I've built from strangers once, because all of, like, not all, but 90% of my business partners came from my YouTube video.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
so yes, ang dami ko nang sinabi.
Yes. Thank you so much for that advice. What um my takeaway from what you said is come as you are. There really is the beautiful thing about this business is you can tailor fit it to who you are, what your story is, what you believe in, and how comfortable you are, and what ways that you can grow this business in a way that you feel like you're growing as well in as a person, because you can't grow a business without growing personally. That goes side by side. So
Yes.
thank you so much for mentioning that, and thank you for
Welcome.
indulging my invite for my
Oh,
very
I
first
enjoyed
episode.
it.
Yeah,
Thank
this was very fun. I gained a lot of insight as well. And I'm not going to take any more of your time because I know you're a busy mom
It's
and you have
okay.
a lot. You have a lot on your plate. So thank you so much,
Mhm.
Nai. I'll
Thank
see
you,
you in our
Jane.
weekly huddles.
Yes, see
Thank
you,
you.
and enjoy, everyone. If you want to learn more about this online business, please um, sign up to Jane's website, to message her, email her. There's so many ways to get in touch. So have a good evening, good morning, good night to everyone of you lovely people. And thank you so much, Jane. I really did enjoy it. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to share to your viewers my
Yes.
side of the story.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been such a pleasure,
Okay.
Nai. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that's a wrap for my first Monday Mission episode. That has been really, really fun. I hope you got as much value from the conversation that I had with Nai as I did. So if you love today's session, please don't forget to hit follow, like, subscribe, whatever, comment, send me a message, reach out to me, and share this live to someone who you think might, need to hear it. And if you also want, drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. I'd be happy to engage and interact and have a conversation with you as well. And if you're a business owner with a story to share, send me a message as well. I'd love to have you here to feature you in my future episodes. So I'll see you again I see all of you again next Monday for another inspiring conversation. And if you're interested to know how you can start your own online business as well, just like I did. Again, like what Nai said, you can register your name and email on my website, janecarla.com. And then you can get a free access to our free 20-minute webinar. I'm going to put my website in here so you guys can see it. My website is also on the link on all of my pages, my Instagram page, my Facebook page. It's there, janecarla.com. I put it in the banner. So just go ahead and register your name and email, watch the free 20-minute webinar, and we'll see from there. So yeah, I hope to see you all again next time. Bye.